Hey guys, I'm going to give you a quick tutorial of one of my favorite plant identification apps out there. I know a lot of people use iNaturalist and Seek, but for some reason I just did not hop on the bandwagon of iNaturalist, which is absolutely fine. It's for some people, it might not be for others. So I'm going to introduce you to PlantNet. So if we open this up, usually when you open it for the first time, it's going to show you world flora. And what I like about this app is it does not require an account to use the identification software for identifying plants in pictures. So if you click the photo icon in the center, you'll be able to have the option of taking a picture right then and there with your camera or going into your gallery. I was looking at flowers on a field trip that I was just on, and I was able to see a handful of really neat flowers that I did not know how to identify, and some of them looked like flowers that I knew, so I want to see what they are. So if I go into my gallery and pick this yellow flower, it kind of looks like a violet, but obviously it's not a violet. Maybe it is a violet, but it's yellow, so that threw me for a loop. So depending on the part of the plant that you have a picture of, you can identify it as the leaf, flower, fruit, bark, habit, and other. And you can take multiple pictures and have that try and narrow down what the possible identification of the plant is, because some leaves might look similar because they're in the same family, but they might have fuzzy stems, whereas another one might have smooth stems, kind of like what we find in some of our sumacs. But obviously this is part of the flower, so we'll identify it as the flower. And it'll use your GPS location to kind of narrow down, but maybe not. So use common sense kind of when looking at the possible results, because it could be a very similar result, but the plant could be native to Indonesia, for instance. So obviously it would not be that, because we're obviously in Wisconsin. But interestingly, so this is a type of violet. You can tell it's a type of violet because not only the common name has violet in its name, but the genus Viola is the genus for violets. So super cool that violets can not only be purple or violet in color, but can also be that yellow. And what's really unique about this one is I didn't focus on it in this picture, but I can kind of see it in the picture that it's a little pubescent on the stem, which could also be an identifying characteristic. So if you wanted to get a closer look at the pictures that have been submitted by people who have accounts, so you're able to get an account through PlantNet. But let's say, for instance, that we think it's a smooth yellow violet. So you can choose through the pictures and get a closer look and compare it to what you found. If you have a closer look at the leaves, leaves are a good identifying marker that you can look at to compare some of the submissions that people have sent in. And if you had an account, you could click confirm and it would add it as an identification in your bank of photos that you have in your account. But because I don't have an account, I'm just able to look through here and say, okay, for absolute certainty, a lot of these top results are in the Viola genus, so we know that we have a violet. So if you think that it's, for instance, Viola pubescens, which is the smooth yellow violet, you can choose the scientific name and it'll give you the pictures, it'll give you specific pictures of flowers, leaves, fruit, if they have any, bark, as well as their habitat. And if you want to get more information, you could also look at the Wikipedia page that is linked here. So seeing that they are native to Minnesota, from Minnesota to Ontario to Nova Scotia, south to Virginia. So Wisconsin is within the range for this smooth yellow violet. So I could say within a realm of clarity or assurance that this is the type of flower that we have. And common names are very silly, so depending on where you look, the common name will be different. But notice that the scientific name is the same, Viola pubescens, but Wikipedia is calling it the downy yellow violet, whereas PlantNet called it the smooth yellow violet. So just keep that in mind. Scientific names, although they are silly and they're kind of scary to pronounce, they are very helpful in identifying plants. So that is my quick tutorial on PlantNet. Hopefully that helps, and keep an eye out for your smooth yellow violets in Big Hill Park when you come visit.